Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's watch this video together! Game exchange, counter shock!
Hey everyone, Goombah here.
Hi Goombah!
So a little while ago, Gameloft approached me to have me look at another one of their games that just released, Age of Sparta!
Age of Sparta!
So far these guys have intrigued me with the cultural and historical aspects of their game, so I figured, why not? Age of Sparta covers a historical time and place I haven't yet covered, so let's dive into the game and see how close or far away it represents the time period it's based off of.
Let's go.
Let's start by figuring out our time period. Well, it deals with the Persians invading Greece, with Leonidas getting name-dropped in the beginning as our appointer, which means the game is likely taking place during the second Persian invasion of Greece, since that was the time of Leonidas and the legendary Battle of Thermopylae. Next, let's look at our location. If we pause the game, we can see a map that's a near exact replica of the areas of Greece to the west, Turkey to the east, and Albania to the north. And where are we setting up our town in-game? While one building looks like it sits near the edge of where Kalamatra would be, it seems far more centered into the center of the peninsula, which is where Sparta sits. Here's the weird thing though. The very first fight takes place at the southern border of where Sparta would be in-game. Now, in the second invasion of Persia, Sparta stalled the Persians at Thermopylae so that the rest of Greece's forces could rally, but Persia never got any further than Corinth or Argos, which is far north of Sparta. So, while the game does take place where it says it does, battle locations seem to be a little skewed when compared to history. But let's talk about something a little more specific, the combat.
Well, historically wise, maybe it's true, maybe it's not.
Now, the combat system of this game feels like a hybrid of real-time and turn-based. Final Fantasy X-2 had something similar.
Yes, and also back to the historical part, at least it's educational. At least we know about its existence. Anyway, let's continue. Love the fighting scenes.
You select your troops, place them in formation, and they attack based on their unit type.
Wow.
These units include slingers, javelin tossers, war elephants, gorgons, satyrs. Something tells me these folk weren't around during the Persian invasion. What's more, both the Greek and Persians have access to the exact same types of troops.
What?
In addition to the troops, there are also special support abilities you can use, ranging from catapult volleys to boons of the Greek gods themselves.
Wow.
And the Persian forces also have access to these Greek god abilities. Okay, I guess when you think about it, having the same human troops could make a lot of sense. Both Sparta and the Persians would utilize local slaves to boost their military numbers, and since both sides are so close to each other, knowledge of these tactics and the warriors who could learn them would be nearby. But why in the world would the Persians have access to Greek god boons and Greek monster troops? Forget the fact that the monsters weren't recorded as existing in this time period, how do the Persians have control over them? Now, I'm sure many gamers are just making the assumption that this is a mobile game with software limitations, so giving both sides the same troops would be the very best way to save space, and also create an easy player balance since everyone has the exact same troops and abilities.
So, understandably having to nerf the game a bit to have even playing field for the players, but still, historically wise...
However, my dear theorists, I don't think this is the case. What we are looking at here is not the historical second invasion of Persia, but an alternate reality of it. You might think I'm grasping at straws here, but hear me out. Okay, the reason why Leonidas could only take 300 men to Thermopylae was because that's how many men were available to him at the time. See, even though Sparta was this war-driven society, they always recognized celebrations the god had instilled. During the time leading up to the Battle of 300, the Festival of Carnae was going on. Not wanting to upset the gods by interrupting the festival, only 300 were able to march. Now, let's say Sparta, in all of their lust and drive for war, dropped everything they were doing during Carnae and marched full force to stop the Persian advances. I would think Apollo, the god whom is celebrated during Carnae, would be pretty cheesed off. Maybe in retaliation, he, as well as other associated gods, would head out to the Persians to aid their conquest of Greece in retaliation. Before you tell me that's too far-fetched, this thing has already happened before. Ever hear the Trojan War? That entire conflict was due to the gods and goddesses infighting. To sum up the very long story, Eris, sister of Ares, was basically pissed off that she wasn't invited to the marriage of Peleus and Thetis. To retaliate, she threw the golden apple of discord at the wedding banquet table and proclaimed the apple only belonged to the fairest goddess of them all. Naturally, Hera, Aphrodite, and Athena jumped at the apple, each claiming to be the most beautiful. Zeus, sick of hearing the women bicker, said that the Prince of Troy, Paris, would be the one to decide who would own the apple. Each of the three goddesses tried to influence Paris. Hera promised him power, Athena promised him wealth and control of the most powerful army, while Aphrodite promised him the most beautiful woman in the world as his wife.
Okay, and why?
Paris chose Aphrodite, and she rewarded him with Helen.
These are supposed to be gods. Why are they? Oh gosh, you know what? All these stories, fairy tales, myth. Sure,
Now,
sure.
here's the problem. Helen was not only Greek, not Trojan, but was already married to a man named Menelaus.
What? What?
Guise of a peaceful visit, Paris spirited Helen away to Troy while Menelaus was away. And Menelaus wasn't going to have any of that, and ended up launching his campaign against all of Troy. It was only a matter of time before the jilted goddesses Hera and Athena heard about Menelaus' plan and decided to intervene in his favor. And by the end of it all, Zeus, Aphrodite, Ares, Apollo, Artemis, Eris, and Leto were backing Paris and his forces, while Athena, Hera, Poseidon, Hermes, Hephaestus, and Thetis were influencing Menelaus. Since Zeus declared the gods were forbidden from literal infighting, they could, though, use the mortals to contest with each other by pitting their favorite armies against the favored armies of the rival god or goddess. For all we know, the theoretical transgression against Apollo by the Spartans in this game could have split the entirety of Mount Olympus to one half continuing to support Sparta, while the other half wanted revenge against Sparta. If such were the case, everything in this game would make sense. The first battles of the game that would take place in Sparta would be because that's the city that the rivaled gods would want the Persians to take. Persia having Greek god boons would be representative of said gods taking Persia's side and influencing them. Both sides having the same troop types would be representing the gods not only sharing Greek tactics and weapons with the Persians, but also allowing the use of Greek unique monsters in their military. It just all makes sense. But what do you think? Do you think this game makes a reasonable argument about an alternate historical timeline? Or do you think it's all about software limitation? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you like this kind of historical analysis, check out my video of another one of Gameloft's games, Rival Knights, and see just how closely it parallels true jousting. But until next time, everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Yeah! Game exchange! Thank you so much. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel, and I hope that this video has been very educational and very enjoyable to watch. Quite entertaining, isn't it? So yeah, but hey, that's just a game. A game exchange! Thanks for watching. Thank you. And yeah, culture talk. Subscribe. Thank you.